Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. It's LHG. I'm on in the PM Christmas Eve with my sister. Hey, Coco.
Hey.
Y'all already know when you see these two sisters together, you get ready to have time. Let me just first of all say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all of you. Thank you all who've been rocking with your girl all year for the last 3 years. Um, this has been an amazing journey. I thank God for y'all. Last night was amazing. Let's talk about that. I'm so proud of Avery and what he did for his beautiful significant other, Carlene Melissa. We had a ball talking about dating, talking about love, relationships, and I am proud of my son and what he pressed through to get to what we were able to accomplish last night. Y'all don't know. Sometimes when you do podcasts, you do different things, you don't know what goes on behind the scenes. You see the finished product, but sometimes you go through a little something every now and then to get to where we are. It don't always be easy. We probably make it look that way, but sometimes there's little trials and tribulations that come along the way. But the good thing is he persevered. We got it done. We had a great time. So welcome to tonight. Tonight is going to be a little bit of everything. I called it Faith and Focus Forward because I'm looking the forward direction. I think I've spent too much time glancing in the rear view mirror. Now, when you're driving, you have to do that sometimes for safety. But in life, if you do that too long, I think you'll come out of the gratitude posture and you'll be more worried about your past, what you don't have, who left, what happened to you, why me, Lord. And my attitude got to be different in this new season. And Coco, this morning on my way to work, I just was I call them gratitude tears, because I'm like, you know what, Lord, you really have been good to me. All things considered, the changes in my status, the changes in my location, with all that has transpired, I am so glad I ain't wearing no lashes today. They wouldn't make it. They wouldn't make it. I couldn't even put none on today. I see why. The Lord really has been faithful, sis.
Oh, I know. You ain't got to tell me.
Faithful, faithful, faithful. So I invited my sister here because that's my person that I could just kick it with about any and everything. I thank God for our sisterhood and our friendship. And you just gonna be along on the ride tonight. So you might as well share, tag a few people while you picking your greens, while you chopping your bell peppers and your onions, whatever you're doing to prepare for tomorrow's feast. You might as well just come on and rock with us tonight as
Listen,
we
I got the
reflect on
whole
some
stove right
things.
now.
Woo wee! I'm gonna just say this too. Coco, she gonna share what's on her heart. But I'm just gonna say, every time I see my brother in that good living room over there, I give God glory. I give God so much glory because things occur in our life, y'all, and the enemy wants us to stay stuck in the problem, to stay stuck in that. Well, see, how you gonna handle that? How you gonna get that? Hey, Simone, I'm not staying stuck in that no more. Because, and I used to hate when people say, God wouldn't put more on you than you can bear, but he knows how strong we are, even if we don't.
Right.
If we don't. So welcome, Coco. I'm gonna let you
Hello.
talk to the people. I'm gonna give my little orange juice and water mixture.
Well,
Woo!
listen, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all, I gotta piggyback off of something she said because she really don't even understand that she opened the door for me to be able to say what I was gonna
Uh,
say.
Jesus.
And she talked about how, when you got to use the rearview mirror to look back, right? It made me think about Lot's wife, and
My mind.
so it made me think about how he told him, "I need you to pick up everything. I need you to leave it, family,
Ooh,
clothing,
wee.
items, whatever. I just need you to grab you and your people,
Jesus.
and I need you to go about your business." A lot
Come
of
on.
people have a whole lot to say about multiple reasons of why they think Lot's wife looked back. One,
Mm,
me personally, I would figure that she looked back because she's about to leave a place of familiarity, right? That's
yes.
what she's used to. That's what she was used to. She's about to go out and launch into the deep because she's following her husband,
Mm,
and she's going to a place of
mm,
unknown, right? Unknown territory.
yes.
She didn't know what she was going to go
Yes.
into, and because of the fear of the unknown, she chose to
Jesus.
look back.
Ooh,
Right.
wee.
And so you gotta sit back and look at sometimes that when you go through of you thinking about the fear of what you about to walk into, you allow that to make you talk yourself out
Jesus.
of the door that's been open because you have
Ooh, wee.
fear of about to be able to walk into that. Right. And so
Uh,
it made me think about all of those things. And for some people, no, this ain't too deep. This is me on a regular basis, y'all. So like
Oh,
this is what you have to understand. Like I take the day-to-day things and I look at them always in a spiritual way. And so
yes.
my spiritual eyes are always open, even when my natural man is doing whatever it chooses to do. But my spiritual
Yes.
my spiritual blinkers are always on. And so it just really,
Come on,
really,
Brinkles.
really, really, really opened the door for me to be able to put that in there. I need y'all to understand that going into 2025, you don't need to look back at 2024 because it's over. It's gone.
Jesus.
Right. And so you
Over.
gotta, yeah, right, over. So you gotta stop and think about it. When you walk in, when you hit January 1st, matter of fact, technically on the 31st at midnight, right? You are now
Yes.
into a new day. And for those of us that's gonna be in church,
Yes.
you're gonna walk into that new day without even changing position. You catch what I'm trying to say? So a
Wow.
lot of
Wow.
us, you gotta look at the position that you're playing. You gotta look at yourself like a chess piece. What is
Mm-hmm.
your position to be able to hit checkmate?
Yes.
January 1st, 2025 is your checkmate. So what position do you have to see yourself in and put yourself in order to hit checkmate for the
Wow.
first year, right? And so sometimes we got to stop back and we got to realign ourselves
Yes.
with what we're supposed to be doing. How can you have an assignment, but you have unaligned yourself from that assignment? That means technically you decided that you didn't want the assignment anymore.
Woo
But
wee. Well,
you can't walk away from what's been assigned to you
wow.
because another person can't do what you were sent to do. So, how
Wow.
many assignments have you withdrawn yourself from because you are not in proper alignment? I put up as a note in my thing.
Mm,
I put it up as a note in my
mm.
thing. I said, correct alignment is what I'm after. That's what I said
Wow.
on my little note thing on Messenger. Correct alignment is what I'm after. And then I specifically said to the
Direct
Lord,
alignment.
if I'm out of alignment, I need you to put me back
Jesus.
in alignment because I don't want to be
Jesus.
out of alignment going into 2025. I want to
No.
be in alignment so I'm already aligned with where you're trying to take me and I don't have to seek it because I'm already there. So at the end of the
Ooh.
day, you got to stop and think about, people don't really think about these things sometimes. We sit back and we just like, wow, wow, wow. You thinking about right now. No, I'm always thinking about tomorrow,
Yes.
right? Because they always tell you that you let tomorrow speak for itself. But I'm
Mm.
always thinking about tomorrow,
That's
right?
good.
And so at the end of the day, right. And at the end of the day, you got to sit back and you got to say to yourself, 2025, what am I about to do differently
Jesus.
that I know I did not do in 2024?
Jesus.
What things am I going to let go of
Woo, come on.
2025 in order to really succeed in 2025? I put up another post the other day and I didn't do the show of it. And I'm glad I didn't, because me and LXG can kind of expound on what I was going to talk about tonight. But I put
Mm-hmm.
up,
That's right.
I said, what if I mix the exit, holding
Mm.
on to things that God told me to leave behind, right? And
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
sometimes you can miss your
Hey, son.
exit. You can miss your exit because what he
Ooh.
told you to let go of, you chose to hold on to. So now you just
Jesus.
missed your exodus, right? So
Jesus.
we got to sit back and we got to think about how things go. What happened to Moses? He missed his promised land,
Mm.
which was his exit. Y'all catch that? He missed the promised land because of him getting angry and him being disobedient, right?
My
So
God.
he
My God.
missed his entry and his exit because he was
Ooh,
disobedient.
wee.
So let
Ooh,
that
wee.
not be, us, that we missed
Right.
our entry into the new doorway that he got
Yeah.
cracked open for us, but we also
Yes.
missed our exit from that past foolishness because we don't want to let it go.
That's right.
So
That's right.
we have to understand that we got entries and exits to everything. Think about it, and only you can think
Everything.
about your current situation. Only you know about you right now. Only you know about your life. You got to sit back and think about it. What
Jesus.
needs to exit your life, and what you're going to use
Glory.
as your next entryway.
Ooh. Let me check in on
That
some
makes sense?
comments. I want to
Go ahead.
welcome my sister Danielle in the room.
Hey,
Hi,
y'all.
sister. I love you. Thank you for being here. Simone, let me tell you, there is a topic, but I'm just gonna say, see what happened was. Meaning you're gonna get a little bit of everything, a little bit of everything tonight. My son is in the room. Hello. We were just talking
Hey,
about you
Avery.
earlier. Avery, love you, proud of you. Keep on doing what you're doing, son. Let me go back to something that you said, because I have to. If you all have ever noticed on my podcast, I'm always writing. Because when things are being said and certain key phrases, and I am a natural communicator. I went to school for communications to be a broadcast journalist. I love words. I love communication. And when I hear certain words can trigger emotions, good or bad. And when you mention the fear of the unknown, as a human being, many of us are wired to want to be in control. We want to know where we're going, when we're going to arrive. We want to know street by street, turn left, turn right, stop
Mm-hmm.
lights, stop signs, traffic control.
Right.
However, when you are being led by the Lord and the Holy Spirit, you have to relinquish that. And for some of us, that's where we have that tug of war. When
Right.
you yield to the Holy Spirit, you're saying, not my will, not my will, not because I want to do something. I really want to be in the will of God. How crazy is it when we spend so much time just doing stuff? And it could be, my mama said this. I told y'all the other day, my mother said, every good thing isn't your thing.
Right.
It can be a good thing to do. It could be a great thing to do, but is it for Latanya Harris
Right.
good to do, saith the Lord?
Right.
And in this season, I don't have any time to lose, to waste, getting tired and weary over something that wasn't even my assignment in the first place, or with people in my life going through hell and high water with them, and they weren't even supposed to be in my life in the first place. I have
Right.
transitioned into my singleness. So here I am,
Right.
like, okay, Lord, I need to realign with you, because I'm gonna say this. Many of us, and I'm gonna be careful when I say this. I will always believe in love and marriage. But
Mm-hmm.
when you get married and you lose you and stop going to church and stop doing stuff because you're just married, and
Yeah.
your marriage becomes an idolized relationship and it's everything, That's
Yep.
dangerous. If
Yep.
you're not dealing with somebody who loves God and who has God as their center, who wants to go to church, who wants to have worship with you, that's the wrong person. That's
You
the
turn
wrong person.
your marriage into your God.
And that can happen. Your job can be your God.
Hmm.
Somebody else can be your idol. And that's where I feel like we go wrong because we start to factor God out. He becomes a sideshow.
Hmm.
And everything else takes precedence over your worship time, your study time. And if you're trying to be in alignment, you can't do that without spending time with Him. How do you know what alignment is? What alignment looks like? What am I aligning to? Where am I supposed to go if I don't spend time with Him? And I am bad at this because I get so consumed. I'm back into the workforce on a part-time basis, and sometimes it consumes me. I allow it to consume me because I deal with anxiety. I gotta go back to the root of things and casting out fear. Anxiety is the fear of the unknown, the what if, the hypothetical. It don't even be real most of the time, y'all. But it gets in your mind one little seed of what if you don't make it? What if you're late? What if you this? What if you're that? Next thing you know, you're so anxious and scared and shaking, and now the headaches, and now all these thoughts. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. And that's why I wanted to have this conversation. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions, but I do believe in realignment. I
Hmm.
believe in getting back on the course I'm supposed to be on. I believe in making some changes, getting position for what God has for us. And when you operate in fear, you're never going to win. When you
Right.
operate in fear, it will always be consuming. It will always say, well, you know, that may not work. And I feel like at this point, from your relationships, and not just talking about romantic, from your friendships to what job you have, to where you go, to where you worship, all of this matters. And you can't just haphazardly pick friends or a church home or
Hmm.
places to go. You
Yeah.
gotta be so strategic about every move.
Right.
Every move has got to be God centered. One
Right.
bad move can set you back so far.
A
It's
lot.
like when you go to the gym, you getting it in, you getting on the treadmill, you seeing pounds drop off, and all of a sudden you just stop going. You get discouraged. It is so hard to get back in that. It's so hard to get back. So now we got to get to a place, y'all. What is it going to take? What do we have to do in our day to start strong? Prayer, meditation, whatever that's going to have to be. We got to have a strong start to the day. Getting up late, running late, can't find your shoe, can't find one knee high, can't find your dentures. No, no, no. That's not going to work. Not going to work. So if it means laying your clothes out the night before, doing your washing on Sunday night, ironing your stuff, folding stuff up, I have to create an organized life, and I have to create a regimen of Jesus. If you make meetings for everything else, you got your itinerary. I got a Zoom at 3. I got to talk to so and so at 2. You're gonna have to factor in your spiritual food
Hmm.
because we have been running off of pure flesh
Yep.
and not enough prayer. Not, and I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about nobody else but me. We got to get back to, yes, Simone, and you and I have been. We got to get back on our calendarism,
Yep.
getting our calendars out, laying out what does this month look like. Do we
Yep.
need to have some fasting and praying? Getting on the calendar, and it may sound well, you make it sound like a business. It's my business to be about
Yeah.
God's business
It's your business to be about yourself.
and be about myself. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is your business because if you're not about yourself, who else gonna do it?
Nobody gonna do it for you.
Right.
I just posted, I said, I spent decades working my fingers to the bone, I didn't know how to work other than hard. And hard work is not a problem. But when
Mm.
you start to put so much into a job to where it starts to deplete you and change you to your core. When my coworker said to me, Tanya, you're not your normal happy self. What's happening? I said, I feel that too. I don't feel like myself. This place, this place is getting to me. This leadership is getting to me. There's a spirit here that has me feel like I'm choking. And I felt that. Don't you know spirits can be on your job?
Yeah, and are.
They're real and they're transferable. So if you ain't prayed up, and we need our jobs, I'm not downgrading or demeaning employment. I thank God for the assignment that He placed me at. But what I came from, although the coins might have been wonderful, yes, Simone, it was so much stress. I
Right.
brought the stress home. The stress got in the car with me. The stress went to McDonald's with me. The stress brushed his teeth with me. The stress was on me so much. Either I
The stress
overate
took,
or I
the stress
underate.
took too many
All in
rides.
between. Listen,
Okay. The stress took too many rides.
ooh, too much, too much. So in this new season, we have to make some decisions about pulling back if we need to. Simone, we talk about this all the time. Simone is very, very adamant about me resting. She has called me like, listen, I'm really concerned about you. You are doing too much LHG. And you could be motivated by, I need to make money. I got to make moves. I got to do this. But if you work yourself to, you're going to land on Jesus' porch prematurely.
Right. Or in the
There's
hospital.
still work for you to do for Him.
Right.
And self-care is a whole ministry. It's a whole ministry, y'all. And I am learning how to rebuke the enemy that makes me feel guilty about resting. Come on, somebody. The enemy can tell me in my ear sometimes, you should be up folding clothes. You should be up doing this. And I'm like, no, I need to be resting right now. That can wait. That can wait. So tonight, y'all, this is a little bit of everything. We are having a release party. If you got something on your mind, put it in the comments. We'll talk through it. But I just wanted to come on and say, I have had an amazing, yes, I'm on. We all need to rest. I've had an amazing year. Critical Conversations I turned into Power Hour, and then it turned into Girl Chat, and now we have the Verge Youth Podcast. In 2025, I'm probably gonna slow it down, doing 3 or 4 shows on top of an assignment, on top of trying to live. It was just too much. I'm not coming out of this completely. You just may not see me every other day.
Right.
And I want y'all to understand, I'm going back to being more strategic about my time.
Yeah. And you
Had a
got to.
great year. Good, Simone. I have to, sis, because it goes back to, it really is self-preservation.
Mm-hmm.
Life is a gift from
Yep.
God.
Yep.
And I'm sure, as in any gift that somebody gives you, you want to take care of it. You want it to last as long as it can. You want to get everything you can out of this gift that was given a sacrifice. Come on here.
Mm-hmm.
Given you as a gift. You want to make sure you are able to utilize that gift and get all you can. Matter of fact, think about this, your favorite bag of chips. It gets so good, you start turning that bag up. You want to get every crumb, every morsel. You down in the bottom of that bag, getting all the seasoning. That's what I want to do with life.
Yeah.
I want everything that God has designed for me.
Remember what he said? He said, I come that you might
Come on
have
now.
life
Woo,
and have it to the
Jesus.
full. That's what he said. He said, I come that
Oh,
you might have life and have it to the full. Or for some people, he said more abundantly, whatever translation you use. Right? So at the end of the day, you got to sit back and think about it. If he said that's what he came for, then why don't we have it? If we don't have it, it's not because he didn't give it, he left it behind. We don't
Jesus,
have it. We don't have it because a lot of us ain't in the right position to obtain it.
Jesus,
So at the end of the day, it goes back to your alignment.
Jesus.
What throughout the years have you aligned yourself to that shouldn't be there? Because sometimes he will not grant you what's due to you if the wrong thing or the wrong people are in your circle. Okay,
Yes,
let's just be
that's
honest.
right.
Let's just be honest.
That's right.
At the end of the day, I would not bless you when I know that you're engulfed with leeches.
Mm,
If the
wow.
leeches I know gonna come leeching and lurking, I'm not going to give you a blessing when I know the type of heart that you have, that you'll end up giving away what was given to you as a
Jesus.
blessing. When you do
Woo.
that, it goes from being a blessing to you just squandered your blessing. Why?
Yes,
Because you sold it into something that you know was infertile.
yes, yes,
You know what I
yes.
mean? And so
I do.
it goes back to that again. It's just like you have to sit back and say, okay, who do I have around me? I
Mm,
had a guy, I've been in plenty rooms and conferences where the people said, tell me your first five friends and what they do, and it tells me a lot about you.
yes,
Okay. So
yes.
you got to sit back and think about that. Are you in a group of go-getters, or half of your friends around you broke, busted, and disgusted? If that's
Mm,
the case, you got the wrong circle. Because
mm.
you're not supposed to be in a circle with people who are where you are. You're supposed to be in a circle with people that's where you trying to go.
Right, right.
So
Absolutely.
it's a lot of that people don't understand. We dealt with traumas a long time
Right.
ago, so I don't want to be in a group of people who still dealing with trauma. I'm past that. You catch
Hmm.
me?
Hmm.
I don't want to be in a group
Hmm.
of friends where we're trauma bonding. I'm not trauma bonding with you.
No, that's
I'm
over.
we're not doing that. Okay. I'm not
That's
in a
over.
group of people who every year you're almost 50, 60 years old and you're still the victim.
Wow.
I'm not doing that. Why? I became the victor long time ago.
Jesus. Amen. That's good.
Okay. I'm not gonna
Good.
be in a group of victims who don't want to go past the part that made them a victim.
And that's the key. They don't want to go past. It takes work.
Right.
It takes work to move on. And over the last 2 years, and I have very openly shared my road to forgiveness and my road to healing, and I'm still on it. It's a process,
Yes.
but you have to make a decision that instead of focusing on the negative things that happened to me, let's shift and say, I made it through. Now, how can I take what occurred in my life and be a blessing to someone else? How can I give God glory as I come out of this pit? Because that's
Mm-hmm.
what it really becomes. You find
Mm-hmm.
yourself in this pit. And my therapist told me to get this book. It's called The Dance of Anger, A Woman's Guide to Changing the Patterns of Intimate Relationships. At some point, you're going to have to change the dynamic in certain
Oh yeah.
relationships.
Yeah.
And if you're dealing with a situation where maybe you had some trauma as a child because of a mother being absent, a father being absent, whatever it may be, we're not minimizing that. But what we're trying to do is say, okay, now what?
Uh-huh.
Now what are you going to do?
Right.
Are you going to live, or are you going to let that thing cause you to just wither away and die? Why would God allow you to come through all of that?
Right.
Wither away and die? Why would he let you triumph over being a foster child, seeing people, hurt in front of your eyes, being a domestic violence survivor or a cancer survivor? Why would God take me through all of that for me to just wither away and die and be a wasted?
Right.
a wasted time of life. He wouldn't. He wouldn't. But are you ready to let go of that anger? Because sometimes we wear like a jacket and it becomes a part of us. I'm used to being angry, used to being bitter. I don't know anything but, and that's not God's design.
Listen, this is what you
Not
just
at
said.
all.
It's what you just said again. I tell you, there's certain key things that you say that takes me to something from to the word.
My
Let's think
God.
about what she just said, y'all. But she said, "How long will you stay in the same place?" Let's go to the story of the man who was by the pool of Bethesda.
Yes.
Y'all, do y'all remember how long he said he came to this pool every day, every single day,
It had to be some
for X,
years.
for X amount of years, just
Hmm.
to try to put himself in the water when it got trouble,
Jesus. Jesus.
right? Not
Jesus.
realizing that if he just would have put himself in the water, he
Mm,
was he was
Jesus.
the trouble.
Woo,
See, this is what we don't think
woo,
about. And I say that because when God told him that he didn't have to worry about the water being troubled,
mm,
because he was the trouble. All of
wow.
them years went by because of his lack of faith.
My God.
Do you realize that?
Woo,
All of
Jesus.
them years that he laid in front of this pool was because of his lack of faith.
Jesus. My God.
Let's just think about that.
Wow.
I'm gonna sit in this pool and sit in front of this pool every day wait for a certain amount of time, knowing that you done been here by this pool. Let's just go. I'm gonna throw out 18 years. In 18 years, and all
Mm,
this time that all these other people got in the pool, nobody turned around or reach out a hand
mm,
to help you get in the pool once. But you sat back and just watched
mm.
everybody else crowd the
My
pool,
God.
not realizing that the whole time
Wow.
you were the trouble, because all you had to do was activate your faith and you would have got up a long time ago. But
My
because
God.
he couldn't
My
activate
God.
it, because he couldn't see it, all he kept seeing was the problem that was in
Mm.
front of him. That was the pool.
Woo. Jesus.
So again,
My God.
it goes back to say, what is the obstacle that you
Mm.
can't get over to
Wow.
trouble your own water?
Mm.
What is
Wow.
the obstacle that's in your way that won't let you see? Okay, God, you already gave it to me.
Mm.
I just gotta go get it. All he did was reach his hand out to him. That's it.
Jesus.
He said,
Jesus.
you've been sitting here for what? Let's think about the blind man who said, Jesus, heal me, I want to see. He took some mud,
Jesus.
took some mud, he spat on it, rubbed it on the man's face, and said, now go rinse your eyeballs out.
Mm. 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 My God.
He took
My
something dirty to catch what he used now.
God. Mm. Mm.
He
Mm.
took something dirty,
Yes.
okay? Added his lovely DNA to
Jesus.
it. Added his
Come on
DNA
now.
to it. Put it on the man's face and said, go wash yourself. Just go wash
Ooh-wee.
yourself. And as soon as he washed himself, he could see.
Wow. All right, time to get in the shower,
You
y'all.
know what I'm saying?
Time to wash yourself.
Let's think about the woman with the issue of blood.
My
She knew
God.
she wasn't supposed to be in that crowd. And she definitely wasn't supposed to touch him.
Right.
But she said, baby, listen,
Let
I'm
me
willing to
tell you.
deal with whatever I got to deal with after this. I need to touch the hem so I can get
Just
to
for
him.
him, my God. That type of faith, I'm willing to push
Okay?
through what I gotta push through to get what I need. And that
Right.
when you're dealing with forgiveness and when you're dealing with anger, I don't know if you realize how much I believe it. I'm not a doctor and I have no numbers to prove this, but I think When you operate in that place of unforgiveness and anger, you shorten your lifespan.
And you do.
You start to take away the longevity and the vitality of your life. And I've learned on this journey is, guess what? Yes, things have happened to me, but I've hurt people too.
Mm-hmm.
And if I want someone to forgive me for my wrongdoing, that I need to forgive as well. I'm a parent,
Yep.
and I have not been perfect in my parenting. Nobody is perfect. And my daughter got a wounded mama, a wounded, a broken mother. But I did the best I could and continue to do the best I can to be the best mother I can for her. With what has happened to me, people do the best they can given their circumstances of what they know. And if they don't have it to give, they can't give. I told the Lord I wanted an apology. I got it. Now what you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
You said you wanted it. There it
Yep.
is. You talked all
Now
that
what you
stuff.
do it.
She need to apologize. And when I got it, I can hear it in my ear. Now what?
Mm-hmm.
Now what do you do? Now what choices are you gonna make? Because at the end of the day, unforgiveness, it takes too much strength to be bitter all the time.
Hey Melanie, how are
Too
you out?
much. Good evening, Melanie Coleman. Thank y'all for coming through. I have found in the last few years, your own language, your own words can be the problem.
Yep.
The things that come out of your own mouth. Go back to that. Your thought life, your own thoughts, then your own words can be the problem. What if you changed your thought life, your thought pattern? What if you decided, I'm going to think differently? I made it through. So apparently, God has a plan for me. As wounded as I might have been, as hurt as I might be, I'm still standing.
Yep.
And this morning on my way to my assignment, it just occurred to me, girl, what you've asked God to do. Lord, I need an income. There it is. Lord,
Yep.
I need favor on the assignment. There it is. Lord, I need a place to live. There it is. Everything that I have asked God for. It may not have come the way I wanted to,
But you got it.
but I got it.
And that's
Jesus.
and that's the thing I keep saying about answered prayers. There hasn't been a
My
minute
God.
where he has not answered prayers. The thing of it is he
Woo.
just may not have answered it he just may not have answered it in the fashion you wanted it. But the
And that's the
prayer
thing.
was answered.
Yes, it was answered. And we have to stop getting so stuck in the complaining. And I'm guilty of that.
Yes.
It's easy to get to the point where you're like, but I'm divorced, but I don't have that job anymore, but I don't have that money anymore. But God is still good to me.
All the
I
time.
ain't missed not near meal. Hear me? I'm still driving my good car. I get to come home and get into a comfortable bed. Jesus.
Come on. With
God,
doors that you can close. You got other people.
Jesus.
They might be on a bed, but they might be on a cot in a room with 12,
Yes.
13 other people.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so
Yes.
at the end of the day, we gotta always remember it could have been, and even sometimes
Jesus.
it should have been.
Should have been. You
But
see? My
but
God.
it's always the but
Ooh.
God
Yes.
saw fit to say no.
Yes.
This is
That's
not
right.
what's for you.
That's right.
Whenever you are on a job and you're beginning to feel what I love to call burnout,
Ooh, we crash and burn.
that that job, now you got to stop and ask yourself, did God give you that job, or did you
Ooh.
just walk into it?
Mm. And are you
Because
staying longer than he's wanted you to stay?
that's right. That's right. Because he ain't gonna give you
Ooh.
nothing. He not gonna give you nothing to burn you out.
No, and stress
That's
you
not
out
what
and
he's
kill
gonna
you.
do. Right. He don't,
Jesus,
that's not what he's gonna do. He's
no,
not gonna give you nothing to burn you out.
no,
The Bible say that he maketh rich and addeth no
no, sir.
sorrow. That's what it say. At the end
Yeah,
of the day, if he makes you rich, whatever
yes,
he's giving you, if he's giving you that thing to make you rich, he ain't gonna give you something that's gonna cause you no headache.
that's right. That's
The
right.
headache is sorrow.
Yes. And
Right.
a lot of times I can be very honest about my situation. A lot of the stress came from me feeling as if I had to overachieve. And in talking to Elder Sandra Cobb and Dr. Crystal Eason, my sisters who deal with unforgiveness, mental health, people pleasing is a byproduct of trauma because you
Mm-hmm.
feel as though you have to constantly prove your worth to people. So when you go to that job, and I posted it tonight, and you're working 14, 16 hours, everybody else is going home. You're cutting the lights on and cutting them off. Why? Why? You have to say, why am I doing this? What's behind that? And what
Mm-hmm.
I found is I spent more time on the job because I thought the job was the one thing I was good at.
Yep.
I thought that was the one thing that I shined in. So I put all of my eggs in that basket. Yes, Sister Melanie, it was the
Listen.
perfectionist spirit and it
And
like
she just said, look, y'all, all of y'all keep tapping into stuff I'm getting ready to say. Listen,
Ooh-wee.
she just said something that I was getting ready to say. That
Jesus,
perfectionist spirit.
that's
My
what it
thing is this:
is.
how can you have the perfectionist spirit and walk around with imposter syndrome? How does that work? You
Wow.
are a perfectionist at everything you
Wow.
do, but you walk around with imposter syndrome, not feeling like you're adequate enough. But you're the best at what
Yes.
you do.
Yeah.
But you're the best at
Yeah.
what you do. So my thing is just like,
Wow.
who told you that you were less than?
Wow.
Who told you?
And that's the battle. That's the inner battle that I have dealt with. On one end, it's like when I want to feel confident in the job that I was in, when I want to feel like, okay, you got this LHG. This is your niche. This is your zone. Here come this person with these 3-page emails basically saying you're incompetent because you left one period out of the email. And I would allow that email, that interaction to take me so low that I would forget all of the good things that I've been able to do through the
Yes, it
grace of
is.
God.
Yes, it is. It is in a spirit of rejection. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
It
ma'am.
is. You on point, sis.
Yes,
These
ma'am.
are
Yes, ma'am.
spirits. These are spirits. And
Yep.
they come to destroy your confidence. And next thing you know, the very thing you know you're good at, you second guess it.
Yep. And
Not
you start not to do it as well
that's
anymore.
right. That's right.
And
That's
so
right.
that's the thing. You see how easy it is for somebody else to get you off kilter,
Ooh,
right?
yes.
And
Yes.
so if a person can easily throw you off like that, you have to stop and begin to look at yourself to see, oh, what holes do I need patch, Jesus? I need your help.
Ooh,
This is one of those moments where
ooh.
we have to, and I can only talk about me. I keep myself safe that way.
Okay.
Is ask God to put you back on the potter's wheel.
Yes. Yes.
You understand? If you ask him to put you back on the potter's wheel and be like, wait a minute, God, I got some voids and some gaps
Yes, God.
that I'm trying to fill. I need them filled, but I'm trying to fill them. And what I'm trying to fill it with, I'm filling them with the wrong stuff.
The wrong stuff, the wrong
So
people, the wrong
I
way.
got these gaps and these holes, Lord. I got these
Jesus.
voids and these blank spaces, Lord. And
Jesus.
I need something there. So again, it goes back to, what are you feeding yourself with
Mm.
that you can't get full enough of, that
Ooh,
you still got gaps and holes
come on.
that you got problems with. We
Come
all
on.
know that when we eat, at some point you get full.
You supposed to?
Right. You get full. Now we got some saints who know they full but are still overeat.
Yes.
Right? But when you know you full, most of the time you put your plate down.
Yes.
Right? But what's how are you ever going to get full when you constantly feeling you got voids?
Wow.
In the end of the day, the whole thing is, what is the root cause of
That's
what's
it.
making you feel like you got a void?
It's a root. Got to get to the root.
Right? And
Root.
so when you get to that root and you realize one of the causes is rejection,
Yes.
right? You realize that another one is because you never felt like you was loved by nobody.
Come on.
This big one, that 4-letter word,
Yep.
right? And then
Yes.
the other one is your self-esteem.
Yes.
That's another
All the
void.
above.
You got all of these voids in yourself.
Mm, mm, mm.
Why? Because you allow other people to start the hole, but you have made that hole bigger.
Woo.
Throughout the years and all the times you don't let all of these people in, you done gave all of these people too much control. You done gave them too much
Too much
power.
access.
Yeah, too much access, too much
Jesus.
power. Because I got to the point of
Jesus.
where I was saying, Lord, deliver them. And I said, Lord, you know
Uh,
what? Fix me. I ain't
fix
worried
me,
about them. I
Jesus.
need you to fix me.
Fix
Fix
me.
this one right here. Because when you
Woo.
fix me, I won't have the void.
That's right.
But you got to fix
That's right.
me. And I got to let you fix me. So I
Jesus.
realized when I said, Lord, deliver me from people, I meant that. And so he did that. When I asked him
Yes.
to deliver me from people,
Yeah.
baby, your opinion don't matter. Your opinion of me don't
Don't even
matter.
matter.
Why? I'm worried about what God
Mm,
think about me. I can care less what you think, because at the
my
end of
God.
the day, you may not like me
My
because my hair
God.
slick. At the end of the day, you may not like me because my hair
My
slick.
God.
You may not like me because I got a shape and
Come
you
on.
don't. You may not like me because I'm
Come
lighter
on.
than you. It's a whole lot about me that other individuals may not like, but everything
Yes.
about me, flaws and all, Jesus love.
Yes. Yes.
You feel
Flaws
me?
and all.
And so at the end of the day, while we sitting here worrying about people
Woo.
ain't got no heaven or no hell to slap you in.
That's right.
What forms your heaven and your hell is what you think about yourself.
Yes, sis.
Right.
The issue is you.
It is you.
The issue
And
is you.
it's the whole thing why you hear people say, Lord, deliver me, Leandra, right?
Yep. Yep.
She made that song, said, Lord, deliver me.
Live
All I seem to do is
hurt
hurt
me.
me.
I'm hurting me.
Okay?
I'm
She said,
hurt.
I seem to hurt me. So
Jesus.
catch what she said. She didn't say somebody else hurt me. She didn't play the blame game and say, I just been hurt all my life. That's not what she said. She said, I hurt
I
me.
hurt me. Yes.
Okay? At some
Yes.
point in time, you have to take accountability
Come on.
and say, I know I caused this,
Yes.
but now I need you to fix this.
Fix it,
And I
Jesus.
know in order for you to fix this, you got to fix me.
Ooh wee.
So at some
Ooh.
point in time, instead of you asking him to fix the people and
Mm-hmm.
things around you, when you
Mm-hmm.
gonna ask him to fix you?
Right. Right. And be willing to accept the process of fixing. We can't pick and choose how he fixes us. If he has to purge you, if he has to pull you away, I never thought I would detach from that job ever. It had become such an attachment, an entanglement, if you will. I People were like, we never thought you would have left. And guess what? I wouldn't have. I got sick. Do you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the Lord will allow things to come so you can sever the ties because I wasn't strong enough in my own self.
Yep.
I wouldn't have walked away on my own. I would
Nope.
stay there day in, day out, month in, month out, stressed out, and who knows, I could have stroked out. But
Yep.
him taking me out of that, my God, today saved my life. Was it a sacrifice financially? Yes. Yes, it was. But
Mm-hmm.
to be able to get my mind back, my sanity back, me back, it had to be done. So
But
sometimes
see,
you got to say, thank you, Jesus,
mm-hmm. But see, this is the
for
thing.
taking me away
You
from
gotta be
that.
like they say, you gotta be careful what you ask for.
Be careful. That's right.
Because you think about it, y'all. I don't know
Ooh,
if y'all ever remember her. She back kind of close to when she first started out her podcast. She told
mhm.
y'all before that she had asked to be taken off the job.
I want to be out of that place by the time I turn 50.
Right?
I
He
asked
did
God that.
that. He did that. It just won't in the way that she thought it was gonna come.
I said, Lord, I want to be done with this. They won't get 30 years out of me. I want to be done with this by the time I turn 50. And lo and behold, yeah, I was done with it. And it wasn't that it was voluntary per se, but God saw fit to say, you know what? And I knew sometimes in your spirit, your time is up in a place.
Mm-hmm.
In your spirit that there's an expiration date on where you are or who you're dealing with. You
Yep.
just keep pushing. You
And
just
you
keep
keep
going
pushing.
back. You just keep trying. So now
Yep.
you're out of the will of God every time you go in there.
Every time. You
Because it
realize
was
that?
time
Now
to
so
close
think about what
chapter.
she said,
If I
y'all.
had
I
just
mean,
trusted him,
think about
woo,
what she said. She said that you have just pushed yourself out of what because of being disobedient.
Jesus,
Understand that. Do you know how much
out of the will
disobedience
of God.
can cost you? Again, it goes backwards. Look at the
Oh,
disobedience when they asked to be delivered from the Pharaoh. He did it. He promised them the promised land. What could have took them a few days took 40 years for nothing.
Jesus,
Which what would have been a normal 11-day walk
my God,
end up being 40 years walking in circles, you walking around what was promised to you.
my God.
Think about that, y'all.
And I felt like that, to be honest. And I want to ask you all in the audience, have you ever been somewhere or around someone and you feel like you in the wilderness? Like, why am I here? Why am I here with them?
Yeah.
I know this is not right. I know this is not God. I know I should not be here. I know this is not in his will. Why am I still here? Why? Melanie
Yeah.
says, Amen. It was a part of his plan. It was in your spirit to declare what you did. Praise God. Yes, sis. And
Yes.
I'm gonna be real honest. I was looking more at the financial part. Like my
Yeah.
family needs this money. I'm the breadwinner.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
depend on this check. But God is the source. Would
Yeah.
he not give me another source of income?
Yeah.
Do we have to limit him to that job, that person? God is limitless. If he gave me that job, he could have gave me another one. And
Yeah.
what grew out of that, come on now, everything that I learned, my God, tonight, everything that I had to train and all of the skills, it was set up for me to begin my own business.
Yep.
Me to take what I learned when it's
And
time to
work it
go.
on.
Nobody can take your brain out of your head and empty it and say, leave that here. I can't
Yeah.
take your ink pens. I can't take your books. I can't take your tape dispenser. But what you cannot take from me is my knowledge. It
No.
is transferable. Everything I went through, even in that job, it had a purpose.
Right.
My God, tonight.
It all
Ooh,
everything has a purpose. There is nothing
every
that's done. There's nothing that's done without a purpose. Even
nothing.
even a person trying to plot your demise, they doing it with a purpose at the end.
Yes, yes.
Well, think about that. I need everybody to listen to what I'm saying. Even a
Jesus,
person trying to plot against you has a purpose. You,
Jesus.
you feel me? You think
Mm,
about that. Look at how Judas walked with the Lord, but he had a purpose.
yes,
This whole
yes.
entire time he walked with him, he did what he did. At the end of the day, the Lord knew that Judas was there. He never removed him. Why?
Jesus.
Judas had a purpose.
Yes,
I need
yes.
you to understand that your Judas, whatever your Judas may be in your life today,
That's
got a
right.
purpose.
It's a purpose.
It
And
got
we
a
talked
purpose.
about that in at Quint's conference. We talk about pain having a purpose. And we don't realize when you're in it. You don't really understand when you're in the midst of it. You don't want to hear that. But really in hindsight, when you look back at the sequence of events and you're like, I can see why I went through that because it led me here. I can see why I had to go through this because it brought me here. God is the perfect strategist. He always sees the today and the tomorrow. So
Mhm.
when he tells you to go left, even though every time you go this way, you normally go right, just obey because you don't really know what you're avoiding.
Mm-mm.
Just follow him. Just
Yeah.
follow him. When I left the grocery store today, I walked past a lady and I heard clear as day, you need to take care of her groceries.
Amen.
Don't know her. She don't know me. I stood there at the counter. I said, ma'am, I need to take care of your groceries. She looked at me and she looked kind of confused, like, what you talking about? I just, yeah, those items there, yep. I need to take care of that. And I just told the cashier, tell me when to swipe. And she's like, okay. And she looked like, wow. Then I'm walking out of the store and there was a young man sitting on a bench. And I heard clear as day, I had a couple of gift cards in my purse. And I just heard take one out and put it in his lap. And he was like, oh my God, thank you. And I'm like, wow, you just don't know. And I don't have a lot. Let me just say that I ain't rich. But when it comes to obeying God, I don't question it. I don't question it. Uh,
Right. You got to think about it.
I,
Think about if you think about that and ask yourself, right? Look at what he had you do today.
yeah,
First of all, he didn't send you to the grocery store for you. He sent you for them.
Jesus. Mm.
And that's sometimes we don't understand that. You
Wow.
go, oh, I'm just going to the grocery store because I got to pick up little items.
Hmm.
No, baby. He
Wow.
had a whole different purpose in mind.
Wow.
I'm using the grocery store as
Jesus.
the landmark for your ministry today.
Jesus.
So
Jesus.
what's gonna happen is I'm finna have these people come by you. I just need you to be obedient
My
and do
God.
what I said. And
My
so it's something when he sends you to a place, you think you going for you, but you end up for somebody else.
Jesus.
And
My,
see that's the whole thing about it. It goes back to tell us that our lives are not our own.
that's right.
Right? Our lives are not our own.
That's
Who would
right.
have known that I would be in the same virtual room with LHG 2 years ago?
Wow.
I wouldn't have known her. But
Wow.
I didn't know at the time what her heart was hungry for.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just knew he sent me to the room.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
it. I just
Yes.
knew he sent me to the room. So
My God.
it obey your scent.
Ooh wee.
You understand? Obey your scent. Sometimes we may not understand why in the scent, but you gotta
Right.
obey just being
That's right.
sent. What
That's
happens
right.
when you know
That's
that you're supposed to go? You know
right.
he told you to go, and you never
Yeah.
move.
Ooh.
And you
Jesus.
never move. What would have happened if you wouldn't have been in that grocery store today? Would that
Wow.
lady have had enough to be able to feed her family tomorrow?
Wow.
We got to
Wow.
think about that. The young
Jesus.
man that was sitting outside, you don't know his situation. You don't
Wow.
know he was just sitting outside praying that, Lord, I'm just going to sit here until you send
Jesus.
somebody by me. I'm just going to sit
Ooh,
right here until you send somebody my way. And then when
Jesus.
you walked out the door and you heard him say, give me that. And when he saw it, he was just like, I waited and you sent it.
Jesus. Jesus.
Do
Jesus.
you realize how you just made him even closer to the God that he was praying
Ooh,
to say somebody,
Jesus.
just send somebody my way,
My
and
God.
here you come,
My God.
and here you come.
My God.
So not only did you just get him closer to God,
Woo.
but you made him trust him even more.
Thank you, Jesus.
Sometimes we don't understand
Don't, sis.
how and
Mm,
why we gonna be used in something.
Jesus.
But it goes back to what I said earlier. You gotta be in position to be used.
Woo.
You
Glory,
gotta be
glory,
in
glory.
position to
Good
have it.
position. That's
Look at
right.
that. In
That's
her
right.
mind, she thinking that I ain't got enough. I ain't even got enough for myself. Little did you
Right.
know, you little did you
Jesus.
know whatever you had was gonna be enough for you and
Woo.
to use you at the same time to be a blessing for somebody else.
My God today. My
So
God.
what you think ain't enough, to
My
him it's a
God.
lot.
Woo. Lord have mercy.
He used your little to
Yes,
do
he
a lot.
did. Yes, he
You
did.
understand? It's
Yes,
just like
he
the
did.
woman that all she had was one
Woo.
thing of oil. Y'all remember? Y'all remember that part of the
Yes.
Bible?
Yes.
She had the one part of oil left. That's it. She said,
My
"When this vessel go dry, I ain't got no more." What did the
Jesus.
prophet tell her to do? The prophet said, "Bake, make me a cake first."
Okay.
He
Yes.
said, "If you make me a cake first, I
Yes.
promise you, your
Mm.
vessels will never go dry."
Jesus. Woo.
He went and he did. She did what she was supposed to do. She was obedient. Because she was obedient, her vessels never went dry.
Never went dry.
So
Glory
you
to
gotta
God.
stop and
Woo.
ask yourself. Stop and ask
Hallelujah.
yourself. Right? You gotta
Hallelujah.
get yourself to a point. You know
Jesus.
who would have thought that he used this
Jesus.
as an opportunity for you to be a blessing when you thought you had nothing. You see that?
And I really felt like, I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do about this, what I'm gonna do about that, crunching numbers, penny pinching. But I'm like, I gotta obey. I gotta obey.
Scripture numbers and
I
penny
got to
pinching.
obey.
He used you to be a
Woo!
blessing. And
Glory to
watch.
God.
Watch. Christmas is tomorrow.
Jesus.
Wait until you get the stuff that people are going to give you tomorrow. I can guarantee you.
Woo!
I'm gonna wait to hear it out of your mouth. I can guarantee you he gonna give you back what you kicked out today and then some.
Woo! Jesus, Jesus,
And
Jesus.
then some. Why?
Woo!
Because you was
God,
obedient and you wasn't hesitant to the move.
my God,
It's
my
so
God.
important. It's so important that you obey.
Woo! When I tell you it scared me, I moved so quickly. I don't know if y'all ever experienced stuff where I moved so fast. It's like, how did I get over here? It happened so I'm like, I heard it and I moved. It was like a millisecond.
Listen,
I
because
didn't think
you didn't
twice at
question it.
all.
Yeah, there was no
At all.
questioning it.
None.
There was no,
None.
and the reason why you didn't quit. Oh, it go. Listen, y'all. I'm sorry. I got to keep
Woo!
going to the word. We gonna get there. Trust me.
Jesus.
Listen, because she said she didn't question what she heard.
Mm.
Right? He said, "My people hearken unto my voice." That's what he said.
Yes. Yes.
And she didn't question what she heard
Mm.
because she knew his voice.
Yes.
My thing is this: do you know his voice?
Ooh, my God. My
Do
God.
you know when it's him?
Ooh, glory to
Okay,
God.
and not them.
Mm.
At the
Mm.
end of the day, the enemy would have never told her to go and be a blessing to the lady in the store.
Jesus. Jesus.
The enemy
Jesus.
would have told her to walk past the guy outside on the bench.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that's what the enemy would have done. But
Jesus. Jesus.
instead, today,
Ooh.
today,
Ooh.
This woman family gonna be able to eat real good tomorrow.
You, Jesus. Thank
And the money that she would have spent on the food, she can now use to pay a bill.
Yes.
She
Thank
was
you,
probably gonna
Jesus.
compromise something else just to try to eat.
My God.
You don't know what you stopped,
Jesus.
right?
Jesus.
And
Jesus.
see, a lot of times we gotta understand that sometimes we don't know what He using us to do.
That's right.
But
That's
you could
right,
be the
sis.
stopper. You could be the stopper in something that
Jesus.
should not be.
Woo.
You don't know what this young man would have went and done if he never would have received from you what he received.
My
You
God.
don't know if he would have said, God, it's only gonna take one more thing.
Woo.
It's
Jesus.
only gonna take one more thing. But
Jesus.
not only did he send a blessing, and he sent him a kind-hearted person
My
to
God.
sit back and say, Happy holidays, bless you,
My
and
God.
keep it on
That's
moving.
exactly what I said. I laid it right in his lap, and I could tell he was like, he looking around like, oh my God. And I went to my car and I heard somebody screaming, thank you. Thank you. I'm like, God bless you, sir. It was God, not me.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank
You
him.
don't even understand something. Like, do you
Woo.
realize what you did for this young man?
Lord Jesus.
For him to scream to the top of his lungs,
Jesus. I was like,
thank
what's
you,
going on?
don't even know
Woo.
who he was thanking. All he
Jesus.
could just say was thank you.
Glory
You
to God.
don't know what you just stopped.
Woo. My God. My
Because that young man's mind could have been that God, if you don't send what I
Woo.
need,
Jesus.
ain't nobody else got to worry about me no more after the day.
Jesus. Jesus.
You don't
Jesus.
know what you just stopped.
My God. My God.
And he used you to do it.
Mm, mm.
You got this is the reason why your alignment is important.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
alignment is important. What are you
Yes.
aligned with?
Yes.
What are you aligned with?
Yes.
2024, I deploy you. You hear me?
My God. My
To
God.
silence everything that
My
ain't God.
my
Stop
God.
listening to it. Stop giving
Jesus.
your ears access to it.
Jesus.
And understand that all I need right now is your voice. If
That's
they
it.
can't come and speak life into me and speak it with words from you, I don't want to hear it. I need your voice.
I don't
I
want
need
it.
I need you to override everything else.
Jesus.
But how can you hear from him
Jesus.
if you not seeking him?
That's right.
You can't hear what you
That's
don't
right.
see.
Or you bogged down by so much stuff. How can
Right.
you? And I have been thinking about this too. I said, you know what, Lord? Sometimes we can be so distracted by so much that you could be speaking and we ain't paying attention.
There you
So,
go.
and that alignment means I have to clear the way. I got to clear the channel. I got to make sure that communication path is clear of obstructions so I
Come on.
can hear him because
Come
so much
on.
stuff can come to become obstacles. I got these hurdles, and every time I look around, this is going wrong, that's going wrong. And when he's speaking, you want that channel of communication, that frequency to be uninterrupted. You want to be just him talking to you and you talking to him. So when you're on the job and you overworking and you overdoing or you're picking up too much stuff, that's a disturbance. When you're in the wrong spaces with the wrong people in the wrong places, it's a blockage. I don't need any blockages in this season. I need that constant flow. I talk to him, he talked to me. It's me and him. And
Come
in
on.
the car, when I'm going to my assignment in the morning, that is my time when I set my day up and I talk to him like he's sitting in the car with me. Like, I know you already know this, Lord, but I'm going to say it. And I let some stuff off my heart because sometimes when
Right.
your heart is heavy, you can't even hear him good because you're so bogged down. You're so tired. You're so irritable. No blockages, says none. I can't afford for nothing to get in the between me and him. Can't nothing separate me from his love for me. Nothing, nobody, nothing, neither height nor depth, nothing can get in the way because I want everything that he has for me as his child. I'm not putting nothing before him. Not no man, not no job, not no coins. Nothing goes before him.
Listen,
Nothing.
listen.
Woo,
You
Jesus.
gotta ask yourself, going out to get ready to go out of 2024, what
Jesus.
have you already made more of a covenant with that you have, and you ain't made that covenant with him?
Jesus.
You've made a covenant with that man, you done made a covenant with that woman, and they ain't your spouse,
Yeah.
but you done made covenant.
My
You
God.
done made covenant with that job,
Yeah.
and he provided the job.
Yes.
Okay, but the job is not more important than him.
Jesus.
You done made covenant with your kids because your kids is your God.
My God.
Your kids can't do no wrong in your eyesight, but you keep condoning the things that you know wrong, and
Have
that's
mercy.
what you do.
Have
How much more are you gonna be so wrapped up, tied up, and tangled up in the wrong thing until you decide to wrap yourself, tangle yourself, and tie yourself to the Lord?
have mercy. Jesus.
You got
Mm.
to understand that you have created all of these soul ties, because soul ties are not just
Woo.
sexual. You have created all of these soul ties with all of these different relationships you have made, and you
Jesus.
haven't understood that. You wonder why you jacked up. Why?
Hallelujah.
Because you got soul ties still attached to you from past friendships,
That's it. Come on.
past, intimate relationships,
That's it.
past anger with folks. All of that is soul tie, y'all.
Ooh, he. Jesus.
Understand that every person
Yeah.
you meet and you do something with is that you
Yeah.
create a notch,
Yes.
right? So the whole thing is, are all your soul ties bad, or do you have some that
Mm.
led to good stuff, right? I'd rather be
And
wrapped
those
up,
can
tied
become
up,
blockages.
tangled up in the Lord than to be wrapped
I
up,
know
tied
that's
up,
right.
tangled up with some dude that don't belong to me. And
Exactly.
now I'm
That's
dealing
right.
with you and your foolishness.
That's right. That's right. Those are blockages. Those are
Okay.
blockages.
So you got to sit back and you got to think about this. What have you put above
Mm.
and before him? Have I put you
Mhm.
above and before him? If
Yes.
so, ooh. So we got to stop and think about that. You could put husband, kids,
Yes.
marriage, all of this stuff can be put
Yep.
before him. But
Mhm.
why would you put
Yep.
that before
All
him
of that.
when the Lord should be the head over all of that stuff? As long as you seek, he said, if you seek me
Yes.
first, all else will be added. That's what he said.
Yes.
I do think I
Yes.
remember that correctly in the word. He said, if you seek first ye
Absolutely.
the kingdom, all else will be added.
Yes.
He didn't say some
All.
part, he said all.
My God.
And so we got to remember that. Right. And on
That's
top of
right.
that,
That's right, sis.
I would just get ready to go there.
Praise
It's
God.
also one of the commandments. He said, thou shalt have no other God
Before him.
before me.
None. None.
So, what have you created and made a God in your life
Yes.
that is above the one you say you serve?
And a lot of that comes from what you were talking about, the voids and the holes that we have in our lives. It is understandable that you want to be in a relationship. I'm understanding that marriage, all of that. But when
Right.
you put the pursuit of a thing before God, and when I reached my 40th birthday, and I'm like, I don't want to be single anymore. I'm gonna put this thing together my own self. I can be honest. Because I'm
Mhm.
not waiting. I told God I ain't waiting no more. Clearly, Lord, you busy doing other things. You got me on hold. Clearly you on the other line. So I'm gonna go and do what I want to do because I'm not waiting on you any longer. And you end up in a situation that was never really ordained to be. And your mind will tell you, yeah, you can make this work. You can change them. You can fix them. You can mold them. You can do all these things. But no, I will rather just wait. And a lot of times we put ourselves in predicaments because we're just not patient. We're looking at the biological clock. We're looking at what people are saying. You ain't married yet. You ain't this yet. You ain't had no kids yet. Stop worrying about other people. Waiting time is never wasting time. My pastor, my childhood pastor, taught us that there's work to do even while you wait. So
Mm-hmm.
now here I am going back to the basics. And don't be afraid to do that, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
If you need to take a step back, say, hold on, yep, got off track. Lord, forgive me. Had some blockages. Doing a spring cleaning and getting everything out of the way so I can get to him and he can get to me. There's no judgment there. Don't let people make you feel as though you're wrong for taking that step back to reevaluate, reassess. No, I got off track. I know
Yep.
I did.
Yep.
Yes, I got off track. And sometimes because of that, things start to happen like an avalanche, but the grace of God comes in and rearranges things and gets us back to where we should be. Now, and what the enemy will try to do is say, you almost 50 and you don't have this, you don't have that. You
Mm-hmm.
just get back doing this. He'll try to bring stuff up to say, to make you feel like, yeah, you really ain't doing good. You know what? Thank God for a second chance. I thank God that He's given me a chance to be in a place where I can be rebuilt. Melanie says, this should be taught in the body of Christ more often. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Waiting with joy. Come on, sis. Not with
Listen,
resentment, but with joy. Ooh,
listen.
that's
I did
powerful.
a conference. Oh Lord, I want to say it might have been a year right before I met LHG. Um, and the my topic in the conference was waiting with a purpose.
Mm, my
Was
God.
waiting with a purpose, and I came from the part of Ruth and Boaz. And at the
Okay.
end of the day, first of all, she waited with a purpose. But while she was waiting, she was gleaning, she was at work, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
you gotta stop and
Yes.
think about that. She was waiting with a purpose, and she made sure she put herself in a position where he could see her.
Mm,
But when he found her at work.
yeah.
And so the whole thing about it was when
Yes.
I said,
That's
okay,
it.
you
That's
waiting
it.
with a purpose, honey. You waiting with a purpose, but while you waiting with your purpose, what you doing?
Ooh,
Right? And so that's like the whole
come
thing. You
on.
gotta sit
Come
back and
on.
you gotta think about that thing. Baby, yeah, okay. I want to be seen, but I
Yes.
need to be seen by the right people, and them people ain't you. So with
Come
that
on.
being said, I'm gonna work
Yes.
and I'm gonna wait on purpose, but I know I need to change
Right.
my position so I can be seen by the right one.
That's right. That's
Right?
right.
And at the end of the day, she made sure she was in the proper place. And
Mm.
that ended up getting her Boaz. At the
Mm.
end of the day, you got to stop and think about, what does waiting cost you? Oh, it goes back to the woman with the issue of blood. She
Gee,
waited
my
on
God.
God that day.
Mm, mm,
She
mm.
waited on Jesus that day.
Jesus.
And then she used the opportune time to
Mm-hmm.
get to him.
Mm. And it's worth the wait. When
And it
it's
was
when it's
worth
a
it was worth the wait.
ooh, when it's really a God thing. That's why I posted a while back. Never settle. Never settle. Because
Not at all.
it's worth waiting for when God has something for you and it's for you. It's worth. Don't let anyone make you feel you're too old to this, to that. We got to be delivered from people and the opinions of people
So
and
people.
focus on what does God say about me?
Mm-hmm.
What is God's plan for me? Because and that's why some of y'all we're gonna have to take this social media thing uh in small bites sometimes because we get so caught
Mm-hmm.
up in the opinions of people trying to keep up with people. We see, oh, they doing this, they doing that. I'm not worried. Half that stuff ain't real, no way.
And the thing of it is that what you're supposed to be doing?
See,
Again, we can see other people doing stuff all day,
and it's all
but
right,
that's not what I was called to.
right? I can
I'm not
congratulate
going to
and
do
not
what I
say
wasn't called to,
yes,
right? And
Yes.
that's what you got to understand is, was I called to it? I
Yes.
wasn't chosen for that. Okay,
That's
I
right.
wasn't chosen for that. You could have it. Thank you so much.
That's right.
I wasn't chosen for this.
I want what God has for me, and I'm getting in a place where being able to trust Him, even in the unknown and in
Hmm.
the uncertainty, because what faith really is, you're stepping out and you don't know what you're stepping on. I'm trusting Him.
Hmm.
You know how they used to have those people do that exercise where you have someone stand behind you and you just fall back,
And they tell you to fall. Yep.
and you gotta trust that that person's gonna
That
catch you.
person gonna
It's
catch you.
hard for many of us
Yeah.
because for me, I'm a logical thinker. I'm like, Lord, I'm always up at night, and God is healing me of this, trying to make stuff make sense, losing sleep, getting headaches. But when it comes to the things of God and His favor, it's nothing logical about it.
No.
He can do what He wants. Miracles, signs, and wonders, He can do what He wants. So I can't figure things out. And it's not my job to try.
No.
And I spin my wheels. It's crazy, Coco. 2 or 3 in the morning trying to figure something out. And the crazy part is, it could be something on social media and somebody else's problem. I'm up trying to figure it out. Well, you need to do this. Why? It ain't even my problem. Why
Mm-mm.
have I attached myself to stuff that I don't have the capacity to figure out?
And it wasn't that you didn't have the capacity. This is what we tend to forget. It's not your assignment.
It ain't mine. It ain't
You gotta,
mine.
so we have to stop assigning ourselves to
That's what it
things
is.
that
That's what it is.
he did not tell us what's our assignment. Is
It's
that your
it's a self-assigned project.
assignment? Yes.
And I'm tired of that because it keeps me up at night, even when it's concerning me. When you give something to God and you put something on the altar, you leave
You gotta
it.
trust that he gonna do it. You gotta trust that he gonna do it. This is the thing.
That's
The
it.
one part,
Surrender.
the one thing that I
Surrender.
love,
Yeah.
that I love, is even Jesus had to understand. There was a part that he had to go through.
Mm.
If y'all remember when he went to the Father and said, "Listen, Lord, take this cup from me." I need you to take this cup from me.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord said, yeah, no. You gotta do
Mm-hmm.
this. And his quick remark right after that is, not my will, but your will be done. That was his quick remark. It's just like when Job
Yeah.
was dealing with what he was dealing with. He said, "Listen, Lord, you forsaken me." And he had to eat his word. You know what? Though he slay me, yet
Will
will
I
I trust
trust?
him.
Ooh,
At the
wee.
end of the day, you got to sit back and think about
Jesus,
what you think is harming you ain't harming you.
my
What
God.
you think, he using that thing for your good.
We up here rebuking and we up here.
Rebuking, rebuking, you rebuking and binding what he about to use.
See, come on.
You understand? And we don't even understand that sometimes.
Ooh, my God.
You rebuking and binding something, but sometimes right, self-assigned
So
project.
self and Sister Melanie, I have the tendency to do that partly because in my brain, the human brain is so funny. I feel like I have to be figuring stuff out. That's a part of anxiety. Anxiety has you feeling like you have to solve the world's problems, and ain't none of it mine to solve. Even in
Listen,
my dreams, sis, and I'm telling you the truth, I can have a dream, and that dream it could seem so real, and the dream presents a problem. I'm up here laying in between consciousness, trying to figure out what need to be done. Ain't got no sleep. That wasn't even real, and I just done sat up here 2 hours
right.
like it's a Jeopardy question. And it's a byproduct of anxiety, and the mind plays these tricks. It's a
Right.
blockage. It's a
This is the thing.
blockage.
This the
Mm,
thing too. You have in life, Erica Badu know what she knew what she was doing when she made the song called "The Bag Lady."
That's
In
it.
in life, in life, we
Mm.
have become the bag ladies or bag
Yes.
gentlemen, however you want to put it. We
Yes.
have become the bag ladies. Why? Because we take on things that are not ours.
Yes.
Even after those things have come and gone, we're
Yes.
still holding it.
Still holding it.
Still
Yes.
holding it. So you're technically still walking around with a weight.
Yes.
My thing is, you're carrying around a bunch of loads that ain't yours.
My mind.
Drop
Woo.
the loads off and keep it moving.
Woo. See.
Release the dead weight, release all the unwanted baggage, go donate it if you got to, and go about your business.
And that's what the this is what has to happen for me in this new season. And I was talking to my coworker today about the difference between the old job and the new. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, while I may miss the financial part, I don't miss the weight. That job had me so weighted. I'm going to my car weighted. I'm on the phone with the boss in the car on the way home. I'm logging in at home on the weekend. I'm dreaming about, did I forget to do A, B, and C? I'm jumping up at 2 a.m. logging on. The weight, the weight. When you feel as though the weight of the world is pressing down, that's why so many ailments and issues and migraines, like you're taking all this medication, because a lot of it is weight, mental weight,
Mm-hmm. And physical.
and
A lot
physical.
of times, a lot of people
It
don't
starts
understand
there.
that a lot of times when you fix the spirit man,
Mm.
have people and I need people who notice this.
Hmm.
In the spirit realm, when you fix the spirit man, physical weight drops off your body.
Wow.
And it drops off for
Wow.
a reason,
Wow.
right?
Yes,
At,
it was stressful.
at
Very
the end of
stressful.
the day, at the end of the day, when you're carrying different types and different levels of weight, if we notice that on us females, when we start losing weight, it shows in the face first.
Hmm.
Okay, your face go to slimming up.
Yes, I've noticed that.
Everybody start noticing that the
Yes,
face is slimming up. So
yes,
you gotta think about carrying baggage as like you do with weight loss. When you start
yes.
dropping off the dead weight, where do you see the change begin first? And sometimes
Mm.
people don't pay attention to that type of stuff. But I
Hmm.
do. I
That's
noticed
true.
that when I let go of this individual, my finances became unblocked.
Woo!
I
Come on
noticed that
here.
when I walked away from this one, anything that I wanted to put my hands on when it came down to work was
Mm.
never a problem. Every contract I applied for, I got. But it
Ooh.
was when I chose to let go and walk away from said individuals.
Wow. My
So
God.
I started realizing what those individuals held up.
That's right.
Sometimes your delays ain't because of you, it's because of what's around you.
Wow. Them blockages.
So it goes back
Ooh,
to that
wee.
again. It's just like if you think about your human body, if
Mhm.
your insides got blocked up, where's it going to flow?
Right.
It's going to keep running into what's blocking it.
Yep. And
Until
that
the
becomes
thing that's
toxic.
blocking it, right, it's undone, it'll never flow out.
Toxic.
So
It's
you have to
toxic.
ask yourself in the spirit realm, what's blocking your flow? What's
Woo. Come
blocking
on.
your flow?
Come on.
Is it
That's good.
you? Is it
That's
you? Is it something that you
mm,
ain't doing? You being is disobedience blocking your flow?
my God.
If it is, all you gotta do is change it and start being obedient.
Yes.
But what's
Yes.
blocking your flow?
Yes. Yes. And what I've learned about me, in terms of the things that I pick up and I carry, what has been helping me is at the end of the night, while I start my day with prayer, I end with prayer. But I also started to write at night, just releasing things that have been on my mind. Or that's one of the reasons why I love podcasting, because it gives me an outlet, and my entire platform has been based on healing, wholeness, health, therapy. You know, when I say Jesus and therapy, biggie sides for me. Some of
Mm-hmm.
us need to be in somebody's chair so that we can release some things. Some stuff is now surfacing from childhood because we've never talked it through. We've never said some stuff. So now I'm learning how to not feel bound by things. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna get it off my chest and I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna see what needs to be said and I'm gonna be done with it. I'm gonna write things out. I'm done with it. What happens is when you continue to mull over things over and over, that can cause depression. That ruminating, negative thought, negative thinking. That's what causes some of these mental blockages. So now here we are going into a new season, a new year. I'm ready for a free flowing level of communication with the Lord where nothing is blocking it, where I'm not so stressed, where I can't even. Have you ever been so stressed and tired? You can't even hardly pray. You're doing
Yep.
too much and not enough at the same time. I don't want anything to be so important to me where I'm thinking it's got to be done, where I can't have my time with the Lord because my spirit becomes malnourished. So when stuff starts happening to me, I don't have any defense mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
My immunity, my spiritual immune system
It's
is
jacked up.
not. I don't have enough good antibodies to fight. Yes, Sister Melanie, I am a
Right.
big advocate of that combination right
Jesus
there.
is,
That
Jesus
is
is.
a whole lot of what I talk about all the time has to do with the clinical and the spiritual coming together. And that was the reason why when I was telling Coco I wanted to come live, as tired as I was, it's like I got some stuff I need to release and to declare. Because
Mm-hmm.
as you are getting rid of, you got to come back, and now you didn't get rid of. Now what you gonna put in place of that? What's
Right.
the plan?
Yeah.
I'm
And
letting
you
go.
gotta be deliberate about your replacement.
Yes, yes, absolutely,
Be
absolutely.
deliberate about your replacement. You
Woo,
know, we're not replacing sorrow with a different type of sorrow. We're
that's
gonna
it.
replace sorrow with joy.
That's
You
it.
understand? That you know what I'm saying?
That's
Like
it.
some people, when you go to this is the thing. When you go to replace a thing,
Mm-hmm.
especially for some of us, when we go to think we're replacing people.
Come on.
All
Hello.
you do is replace the
Woo,
person with the same type of person.
the
You
same
replace
type of
that
man.
individual with the same type of person, but a different face.
Yep, exactly. Because you're attracting that
Right.
dynamic. Melanie says the right therapist can identify the root, yes, and the damaged foundation the person is
Is it
experiencing. Their
right?
job is to talk about things and put the puzzle pieces together so you can recognize
Hmm.
why you're responding certain ways and give you tools to create healthy boundaries.
Even though the bad part is some of us recognizing it just don't care.
This is true. This is very true. Very true. And therapy, it should not just be something you do when the things are bad. Do it
Right.
as preventative maintenance. It's like you take your vehicle in to get tune-ups and oil changes, and you put your gas in there, and then you got to do all these things to preserve it as it gets older. You need to do the same thing for the human life. You got to do what it takes to preserve your mind. We just came through a whole pandemic, which to me ain't really gone. It's still here. There's things that are happening in our government. So much is happening. We all need an outlet, and that's another reason why I do this. It has become a source of joy, a source of strength, and it's allowed me to connect with people who I may have never connected to. So I am a huge advocate. Uh, the 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 silent generation Because we got these different generations. Those who were silent years ago, those who were born in the 1920s, they were taught to not say anything about nothing, to just keep it inside. You say don't confess that you got anxiety. Don't say that. I mean you did backslid. And unfortunately, we were silent about the wrong stuff. So now 20, 30, 40 years later, things are surfacing that we were silent about, and it's causing traumatic responses. It's causing us to attach ourselves to toxicity because we were silent. I'm not saying put all your business in the street, but you need to make sure that you are honest about your human condition. And I probably overshare, but I don't care what people say. I get stuff off my chest, I release it, I let it go, and I move on. But I'm gonna get ready to get off here, y'all, because I got to get me a little dinner in my system. I just
Listen,
want to thank you, sister. Your sisterhood means everything. Yes, Melanie, they demonize it. That's exactly
yeah,
the phrase. They demonize it. Your sisterhood and has meant so much to me over these years and has helped me to stay focused in terms of what I know God has called me to do. Thank you. Simone, if you out there, thank you. Sister
amen. To
Melanie,
God be
thank you
the
for being in the room with us today.
glory. Yes.
You are amazing. You bringing the fire in here.
Listen, you got to come up here one day, girl.
Yes, Sister Melanie, you are inducted into the family.
You got to come up here one day when we having good conversations like what we having right now. I will
Yes,
tell y'all this: if you guys are not already following her, please go follow her. LHG. Tell them where to find you, how to follow you, all that good stuff.
yes. Facebook, Critical Conversations. YouTube, same thing, but put with LHG on the end. Girl Chat Weekly has its own page. We're gonna go back to our book club next year. I really enjoyed did one. I think it's been over a year when we did the Girl Mogul book. That
Hmm.
book was a Dollar Tree book.
Yeah.
That was so outstanding. I still go back and refer to that. So I want to go back to that. This coming year, I'm gonna kind of consolidate and go back to my every Saturday show just to give myself a little bit of a break. This year, I launched the Verge Youth Podcast. If you haven't had a chance to catch those shows, these young people are part of the Rewrite the Vision movement. Shout out to Brother Andrew Griffin. He is this region's top youth motivational speaker and confidence guru. I've been working with youth these last few months, partly because that's a population of people that don't get all that they need at
Hmm.
that age. They're so impressionable. Thank you, sister, for hanging with us.
Yeah, please follow us. We'll follow you.
Yes,
Reach out and let us know. If you would
we want
like to
to
have,
support
if you
you.
got a topic you would like for us to discuss, and we'll let's set it up.
We
Well, that's
will.
what
We
we love to
will.
do.
Absolutely. Coco is an amazing woman of God, minister of the gospel. Y'all follow her. Her page is it at his table LLC.
That's my business page. Yeah.
Yep, follow her business page, follow her personal page. Um, she's doing great things in her community where she lives, and I oftentimes chuckle at how we even met. Shout out to Coach Fee. She
Yeah.
lost her book, and we ended up doing a book club, and I met Coco and landed on Trailblazers Radio. It's just how God does things and how He always has a plan. We don't even realize how powerful God shows his love for us by the
Hmm.
people he connects us to. I know he loves me because he's allowed me to have some amazing sisters. I got to shout out January 4th is the peaceful, poetic place. Natasha Ane, Beautiful Thought, is bringing the P3 back.
Awesome.
We are looking forward to having a great time in the Lord. Worship, live music, vendors, food. It's January the 4th. Doors open at 5:30. Follow Natasha, Anee. You'll see the flyer. I'll post it. One thing about finding joy, you got to do things that produce joy.
Right.
If you're cooped up in a house all the time, isolated, not doing anything that's purposeful and fruitful, but you want joy, that's probably not going to work. Find something that's good, that's wholesome, that can uplift your spirit. It's too much happening out here for you not to feed your spirit some good stuff. Um, Things are changing. God is still in control. I don't care who is in that big white building in
Mhm.
Washington. I trust God above all. He covers his own. We've seen trouble before.
Yep.
God will take care of his people. I want to thank you all for rocking with your girl. I have had a wonderful year. I probably pushed myself a little bit too far, but it's been a great year. Power Hour has been amazing. Coco and I are going to come back and do our series on the at home jobs because she is the plug and always knows resources out there. So we're going to come back and do that. I'm really big on giving out information that's going to help us, whether it's financially, spiritually help us, emotionally help us. Every area of wellness is going to be covered. God's will is for us to be prosperous every area. Seem like
Mhm.
sometimes you get one area good and two more fires pop up over here.
Right.
I'm believing God for peace and prosperity across every area of human existence.
All aspects. Yes.
All
All
of
aspects.
it. And it's I'm not saying ain't gonna be no trouble, but even if trouble come, you'll
Yeah.
be all right. You'll
Yeah.
know how to declare God's word over the trouble and triumph over the trouble. I don't want to keep getting to the point where I'm always down and out every time the wind blow.
Right.
We got to be, spiritually mature, and that comes with the studying, that comes with the prayer, that comes with community, attending your church, building up that spiritual stamina to be
Hmm.
able to get through some trials and tribulations and don't always be knocked down. That
Hmm.
takes some time. But
Right.
I'm gonna leave you with the last word, and we're gonna get out of here.
Um. The word is the word for you to think about and to take it to your 2025 is you need to decide that if you're not strong enough to release things that you know you need to walk away from in 2024, ask him to release you from it.
Yes,
Just be
that's good.
prepared when he actually releases you. Okay.
Jesus,
And when the release comes,
you
you got
God.
to understand what he's also going to release you into. He's going
Ooh-wee.
to release you from and release you into something
Mm,
else. So you
yes,
have to be prepared for the release,
yes,
right? And so at
Jesus.
the end of the year, before that stroke hits midnight on the 31st, I implore you to release
Glory to God.
what you need to relinquish and
Jesus.
allow him to release you into your destiny.
Glory to God.
So that
Glory.
is the word. That is my word for y'all.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. And I just, in my spirit, I've just been thanking him in advance.
Hmm.
Just getting into that posture of God, I thank you for what
That's
you're
it.
going to do and for what you're doing. And I'm expecting miracles to happen. And I'm just getting into that place of expectation of just knowing what God is getting ready to do. He don't have to give you the whole itinerary, but I know He's gonna do something. I know it. I feel it. I'm expecting the miracle, and I have to get to the point where it may not come the way I wrote it down in my book.
Mm-mm.
It may not come the way I put it on the vision board, but it's gonna come the way He ordained it to come. So I yield and I ask Him to give me patience and to give me
Ooh, that
rest.
word, that word, that word.
Ooh, Lord.
Lord, did she say she just asked the Lord to get her patience, y'all? Ooh,
I need him to help me because I get too anxious for stuff and I want it. I want that microwavable drive through. Hurry
girl,
up,
but you
hurry up,
do.
hurry up.
That's the one thing you don't pray for, girl. That's the one P you leave out, child.
Ooh, well,
Because
Lord.
when he go to show you his way of patience, oh
Mm-hmm.
Lord, let me tell you, he really puts you through it and you
Mm,
learn. I hear
my,
people tell me all the time, you got so much patience. Baby, I haven't always been that way. It ain't always been like it is today.
Ooh,
But
Lord.
patience, his patience, yes, he did that. It ain't of my doing. Now, trust me when I tell you, it's not my doing at all.
Wow.
Um, and I will say this. I want you to take this. There's so many parts of the Bible that I have found you in today that's so funny, LHG.
Wow. Wow.
I thought about this too. I looked at the parable of the Bible where the Lord gave the talents out,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? And he gave one, one, he gave one, two,
Mm-hmm.
however many, how it goes, right?
Yes. Yes.
Originally, when LHG came on, she came on with one show.
Mm-hmm.
Her
Mm-hmm.
one show has now turned into four.
Yes.
Okay. So she got a year's increase for like a three-part increase in 1 year,
Yes.
right? And then on top of that, she was helping with the production and the thing of somebody and other people's shows
That's
on
true.
top of her stuff. So
That's
I
true.
need you to look at all of the increase, maybe
Mm,
not in the ways that you saw the increase, but it's
right.
the way that he increased you to
Wow.
get your names in places that you never thought your name would be. Right.
Jesus.
And so that he has now increased you to all of these things. I
Mm,
remember when we was going through when we did the book club and I taught on the prayer of Jabez, enlarge my
yes.
territory.
Yes.
Right? And I told everybody at the end to take it literal. The enlargement of
Yes.
your territory is not just your pocket, it's expansion of
Mm,
everything about you, right? And on top of that, he expanded her in
yes.
ways that she probably never thought she would see herself expanded. In all of that, because she has expanded so much,
Yes. Yes.
now
Yes.
it's a lot, right? And it may start to seem overwhelming to a
Yes.
point.
Yes.
But this is the thing. It's the fact that he
Mm-hmm.
came along and he kept his promise. He said that he would increase her. And he did that.
Yes, he did that.
And he did that. And
God.
then it's
Yes.
so funny
Yes.
that even when he increased her, he increased the people around her. They didn't
Jesus.
understand their increase.
Mm,
They looked at it as a downfall.
Lord
But
have mercy.
they also increased because of her.
Jesus.
Sometimes when he increases you, he increases those connected to you.
Ooh, glory
Why?
to God.
Because he can't increase you and not help somebody else's flow,
Mm,
right? Because they're attached to you.
have,
Look at the increase that he made in your baby's life in
wow.
just a year. In
Yes.
just a year. So
Yes.
you gotta look at the expansion of territories
Yes.
already.
Yes. My God.
Sometimes the things that we may not see
Mm.
as him doing the work is him doing the work.
Ooh,
Everything that he said he would do, he's doing like right in front of your face. And the
glory.
big thing of it is you asked him to take care of your baby, he did that. You asked
Yes.
him to prosper your baby, he did that. And he's
Yes.
prospering her well.
Yes.
You asked him to make
Yes.
sure that he showed her
Je-
the ins and the outs and the ropes and how to stay this and how to do this. And she has gone along the way and not only made you proud, but also made him proud in his eyesight
Yes,
because
God.
she never outstepped what she knew in
Thank
all of the time that you was helping her grow up. Not
you.
only
Yes.
that, you was in your brain is God, just let me be the mother to her that she needs me to be.
Yes.
in
Yes.
her mind in her mind, Lord, just let me be the daughter that my mom needs me to be, so that
Yes.
I can not only be good to her but I could be good to myself. And
Jesus.
he has done just that.
Woo.
I just
Hallelujah.
I just need you to remember. If you
Thank
don't
you.
remember nothing else, you can honestly say going out of 2024,
Woo.
walking into 2025 that he has done great things.
He has done great
He has
things
done
for me.
great things, right? And
Great
so when
things
you
for
sit
me.
there, the one thing
Woo,
that
Lord.
kind of that I heard you say that I love, because you hear me say it all the time, I keep a spirit of expectation.
Yes,
When you said I expect,
I do. Yes.
so every day you need to get up and say, God, I expect. And
Hallelujah.
then before you say, God, I expect, you ask him, what are you expecting of me?
Yes. Yes.
And then, okay, Daddy, what I expect, we had this conversation. But I
Yes.
will say this,
Yes.
regardless of every hurdle, every hoop, every dive, every tear that has fallen out of your face, 2024
Mm-mm.
has been a blessing
Mm.
to you. I have seen others that have
Yes.
that
Yes.
have hit the same stumbling blocks that you have, but baby, they not here
Mhm.
to talk about it, and you are.
Ooh,
It's
Jesus.
one of those things where you can sit back and say, millions didn't make it, but I'm the ones that did.
Ooh, I'm the one who did. Glory to God.
There's a whole lot that didn't make it, but I'm the one that did.
Ooh,
And
hallelujah.
since you chose to keep me around, I got to tell them what you did for me.
Yes,
Right?
God.
So there's a lot of times that you only gonna have moments where all you got is that I just gotta thank you. That you
Ooh,
ain't got nothing else.
yes.
I just gotta thank you. And
Yes.
because I got to thank you, I'm gonna thank you with everything I can. That's all I
Ooh,
got. I've had plenty of moments. That's all I had was a thank you. Honey, that thank you took me right on in.
I couldn't
Right?
hardly drive. I couldn't hardly
And
drive,
then
sis.
that's all
I
you
just,
got
woo,
sometimes.
thank
Sometimes
you.
you ain't got nothing else. I just
Thank
got
you,
thank
Lord.
you.
Thank you,
Right?
God.
And that thank you will take you from a place and put
Hallelujah.
you on cloud nine real quick if you
Yes.
live it. And
That's
so
where I was. Woo.
yeah, and that's the thing. The thing about it is I just want you to remember when you could have fallen apart, you didn't.
Jesus.
When
Jesus.
you could have gave up, you didn't.
Glory to
When you
God.
could have just said I'm through, you
Woo.
didn't. When everything came and hit you like a ton of bricks,
My God.
you could have threw up your hands, but you didn't.
My God. My
It's
God.
all the things you didn't do
Thank you, Jesus.
that have kept you
Thank you,
here
Lord.
today.
Thank you, Lord.
And just like you
Thank you,
say,
Jesus.
Just like
Yes.
you say, Miss Emma told you, stay the course. Stay the course. That's what she took you. And I
Stay the
remember you repeated
course.
that thing. You
Woo.
repeated that thing
That was
every
almost
time I talked to you
years
for a
ago.
year straight, right? But I remember every time
Yep.
I spoke to you,
Yes.
you would repeat that. And it's something about that stay the course
Yes.
that helped you stay
Stay
the
the
course.
course.
And
It
so
did.
no
And
matter what it looks
continues
like,
to.
right? And no matter
Yes.
what it looks like, you continue to stay the course,
Stay the
right?
course. My
And
God.
remain a blessing, remain a blessing. Because I told you multiple times, he's gonna make sure that he blesses you real good because he needs you to be able to be a blessing to other people. Look at how he used you today to be a blessing
My
to
God.
other people.
Mm.
So he's gonna make sure that you always gonna have an overflow.
Woo. That was
To
my prayer.
same
That
thing
was
you
my
did.
prayer.
That he gonna make sure you always got an
Woo.
overflow so that you
Jesus.
can do what you did today.
That was my prayer. I want to be able to bless people even the more. That was my
Yeah.
prayer today.
And you got it. So, but I love you, love you, love you. If
Love you,
I don't hear
sister.
from you and you don't hear from me by tomorrow, happy holidays to you.
Merry Christmas.
Tell, tell Gabby I said hello, happy holidays to
Yeah.
her, all of that good stuff. And listen, sky is the limit to 2025.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right.
Ready. We love you all. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. Go ahead and share and tag. Have a wonderful Christmas. I'll be back Friday. I'll be back Friday. I'm going to do the youth podcast. We're going to talk then about what my young folks did this year. Have a good night, everybody. Bye bye.
Right. Love y'all.